Good morning, everybody. It's good to be with all of you. It's been a couple of weeks since we've really been doing any videos, simply because we've been having a great time in Southport. Debbie and I have done a little bit of traveling this summer, so it's been really awesome. But Blue Chip Real Estate never really stops working. We're constantly at it all the time. I hope that Murphy's not in the view of the camera. It's been an interesting summer, and as the summer winds down, certainly market conditions across the country have had a little bit of a shift, and it's actually something that I think is going to be very, very helpful, specifically for those of us that live in the Cape Fear region of North Carolina. For those of you that know me, I'm very much a statistic guy. I'm a numbers guy. Look at market conditions. Sometimes it's hard to interpret this stuff. And you really don't know where it's going. But interestingly, the National Association of Realtors report that came out a couple of days ago revealed that home sales actually slipped in terms of volume, number of homes that actually sold nationwide, by 1.8%. And in June, that number was 1%. So, a 2.8% decline in home sales. Now, some of you might think that that's like a really scary thing. It's a really bad thing, but it's actually not. Because everybody knows right now, especially in 2021, we've been experiencing a really low inventory of homes. Now, the good news is that inventory has risen. It's gone up 7.8% nationally. That might seem like a big number too, but one of the challenges that we're seeing is that the homes that we need the most on the market right now are your basic starter home. And it does seem like the bulk of the homes that are coming onto the market right now may be a bit above that price point. So in Brunswick County right now, if you're in that 400 and up price range, there's been a little bit more inventory. Starter inventory is still very, very flat. Rental demand is it's almost frightening. There really is not a good rental inventory at all anywhere in the Cape Fear area, and that trend seems to be going nationally. So if you are the owner of an investment property, you're probably nearing the peak of your net income off of your property right now. It's a great time to sell. You always want to sell investment property when it's high, when the income is high and the expenses are low. So that's a good time to sell investment property. But getting back to the market conditions right now, the big number, July over July of 2020 and 2021, that 12-month period, a national increase of prices of 18%. Now that's a mathematically extraordinary number. So that's a number that probably can't sustain for much longer. It's almost unbelievable to have an 18% increase in a period that's measured over a year. So these might be boring statistics to you, but here's what it means. We are probably going to be experiencing a little bit more inventory increase. If you're a buyer, it might be a good time to start coming back out into the market. For those of you that have put your home search on hiatus, it might be a good time to start coming out, because there will be a little bit more inventory for you to shop with, and certainly that number will grow as we get into the holiday period. If you're a seller, certainly we're at the peak, and we're probably over that top of that peak and starting on the downside a little bit. Although prices haven't really declined yet, it's inevitable that as inventory increases, that prices will decrease. Inflation is not helping this. 5.8% inflation in June is not really going to help the economic condition of the real estate market as well. So it's a good bet that we're going to start seeing a slight decline. However, the phenomenon of demand is very, very strong. Demand for housing is very, very strong. If you are a home seller, there's two challenges that every home seller is really thinking about right now. And the number one is now the right time? Well, when you're at the peak, obviously that's always the right time. You always want to think about that. And I would encourage you to look at your net revenue, the number that you have after you pay off any expenses that you have, the net number. And if you want to get an equity check on your home, how much equity do you actually have on your home, give me a call. I'd be glad to give you that number. We'll work it out on a net sheet. You can see exactly how much money you're going to be projected to net when you sell your home. And an equity check is easy peasy. We're glad to do it for you. It's totally complimentary. We just evaluate your house, compare market value to your debt service, and come up with a very realistic number. So if you want an equity check on your house, give me a call, shoot me an email. The second problem that we're experiencing, and this is where sellers get a little frustration, is if I sell my house, Bob, where am I going to go? Well, I can tell you that at Blue Chip Real Estate, we're never going to leave anybody homeless. We have crafted almost every transaction in 2021 to bring us to a point where a seller has plenty of time. In advance, we craft your deal so that the seller has time to exit their property and to find the property that they're going to, whether it's going to be assisted living, whether it's going to be a downsize, whether it's going to be an upsize, whatever it might be, we're making sure that every one of our sellers has the time that's necessary to get into their new property. So if you're concerned about that, with Blue Chip Real Estate, that is not a concern. We are making sure that every one of our seller clients is experiencing that luxury. If you're a buyer, it's just the same thing in reverse. We're going to make sure that you've got time to shop for your property and make smart decisions rather than be pushed into a decision about buying a house that might not be a perfect fit for you. So if it's not a perfect fit for you, obviously we don't want you in that property, and we want to help you make a smart decision. So I'm sorry about this long-winded dialogue, but when market conditions change, sometimes it gets a little complicated, and I'm here to help you. Blue Chip Real Estate is always here to help our friends and our past clients and anybody who's looking for straight advice and honest answers. I appreciate you watching these videos, and I hope you find them helpful. Reach out anytime. Thanks.